welcome to Viking Preparedness. I am Pastor Joe Fox, and
I'm Sister Kay.
And together we haven't rehearsed this.
The Foxes.
The Foxes, yay. Hey, Sister Kate and I were just upstairs, and we were talking about something, and we said, hey, that'll make a good video. And so we haven't rehearsed it, except we have done one take before this, but we haven't gone through the whole thing. And so you're going to get it live. The first part of this video is a religious kind of thing. You can fast forward through that if you're not into that, but we'll get going. All right, so what we want to talk to you today about is what we think your children should know before they leave your house. And I think we have a little bit to back that up. I mean, I say we, but really Sister Kate homeschooled our kids through most of their schooling until high schoolish. They all went to high school. And how did they do in high school?
They were all valedictorians.
They were all valedictorians, right? So that's a success block, if you will. They all got great scholarships to college. And now they are all, as young adults, walking in the way. Our two oldest ones are married.
Hallelujah.
We have a grandchild and things like that. And so, you know, by measures of success, they're doing good. They have jobs, you know, yada, yada. And so what do you need to ensure that your children know how to do or know before they leave the house? And if you're a young person, this is what we think you should know before you leave the house.
Or if you've already left, you're in your 20s, learn it now.
Yeah, because you're a little bit behind the curve. And so the first thing is, and I believe it's the most important thing for parents to teach their children, is to love and fear Yah, God, right? You have to raise your children up with a good understanding of what it means to be a believer and a follower, a disciple of Yeshua. We can read in the Word that, you know, raise a child up in the way he should go, and
when he's old, they won't depart from it.
They won't depart from it. So they may have that little burble there in the middle, but they'll come back. And so that's the first thing you need to do, and that's really your first responsibility as a parent. Well, what's something else that you think?
You should know how to cook. You should teach your kids how to cook, and not microwave cook. Real cook.
Like
breakfast, lunch, dinner. They should be able to make eggs. They should be able to make sandwiches and soups. They should be able to make roasted meat and mashed potatoes and green beans or steamed vegetables and a dessert. They should know how to make
They should basically be able to work the stuff in the kitchen.
Absolutely, because you're going to be cooking, especially women.
You should be.
You should be cooking your whole life. So think about it. Put a little thought into it. Do some practicing.
That's kind of how we started this, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I made a Facebook page about it. I mean, a post on my Facebook page.
And so, yeah, you should know how to cook from basically raw ingredients, right?
Absolutely.
You should know how to make your own soup, not just open up a can, pour it in a pot, and heat it up. You should know how to make a soup that's like that.
Exactly.
Roast meat, fry meat, yada, yada, yada.
And then?
What?
What's next?
We used to make all our children, before they were allowed to drive away from our house the first time in their car with their new permit, change a tire. And basically I'd make them jack up the car. They'd have to go find the jack up the car, take the tire off, take the spare, put the spare on, then take the spare off and put the tire back on. And that was just so they were not helpless. Now I would tell my daughters, hey, and my son when he was younger, if you get in trouble, call me, and you know, we'll come help you.
And we did.
And we have. But if we can't, they were competent enough to know how to change a tire on a car. And I would go a little bit further than that. Matter of fact, I'll just defer to you because you actually have done more with cars than I have. There are basic things that you should know how to do with a car.
Check your oil, check your steering fluid, check your automatic transmission fluid, know the basic systems of your vehicle, know that your battery, your starter, and your alternator are a loop there, and you know how to check the battery.
So basically you should have an understanding of how the engine works and what the things are called, so that especially for women, because it's the truth in some parts of this country, if you're a woman and you go into the mechanic, they will see you coming, and you know, an honest mechanic is worth his weight in gold.
That's right.
And so you should understand the vehicle. Something else that I think... Oh, is it your turn?
My turn?
Go ahead.
Cleaning. You should know how to wash your own clothes. You should know how to keep your bathroom clean, clean the toilet, wipe the sinks off. Same thing in your kitchen. Cleaning renews stuff. You can walk into an absolutely filthy house, and if you clean it, it becomes a clean house. It's an easy process.
Yeah, my parents used to make me every Saturday. They didn't understand Shabbat, but every Saturday... we had my brother and I had to clean our house, and that from the top down, dust, all the way down, neaten up, tidy up, vacuum, mop, whatever, do the whole house. And you know, hey, I learned how to do that stuff. There are people who don't know how to clean the house.
And it's useful, and not just your house. It extends everywhere. Your work, your car, all of it. Just know how to do it.
Something else that all kids going into adulthood when they leave the house should know how to do is defend themselves.
Exactly. Security.
Yeah, I think that's a better answer. It's a little bit broader than just, you know, how to block and throw a punch kind of thing. But they should have the basics down. Males and females, boys and girls.
Oh, yeah.
They should know how to, you know, handle a fight. I'm not saying they have to be black belts in Muay Thai or Jiu-Jitsu or something like that, but they should know how to handle themselves. And they should understand basic security implications, like, you know, lock your door and be aware and, you know, stuff like that.
And staying out of situations that could turn bad. Not to be in bad parts of towns late at night. Not to get at a party so inebriated or whatever that they can't think straight. Things like that.
Your turn.
All right. Balancing your checkbook, knowing a budget, just managing money in general. Even if you're not going to run a household, but most people will when you reach adulthood, you're going to run your own household in some way. Understand staying out of debt, understand how to pay bills, understand how to have money and plan for what you want to do with it, and
Manage your money.
manage your money. Understand how the bank works, how interest works, all those kind of things. Useful. It's just useful.
I think every person in America, matter of fact, if I was, you know, king, I would make it a law that high schools had to teach this class. You know, high schools almost all over the country have to teach physical education, PE. I guess I would make it part of PE. Everyone should know basic first aid. Everyone should know what to do when there's blood gushing out of an arm, or, you know, there's a broken bone or something like that. And everybody should know how to take the immediate emergency steps to stop further damage, save lives. And, you know, obviously I think everybody should know more, but I think a basic before you leave the house is you should know how to deal with that stuff and know how to deal with things like fevers and
Right,
colds.
family health. You know, scrape
Right.
knees, teeth problems. Make sure your kids are, you know, washing themselves properly. If they get scratches, if their nose is running, if they seem to be just lethargic on a certain day, what's going on with that? Just basic family health would be very useful. You're going to use it. If you have kids, you're going to need it.
Okay.
I was thinking of something when you said that, and now it's left my mind.
All right, well, I'll go.
Go ahead.
But we really haven't rehearsed this. We don't have a list out here or something. Maybe it goes with the very first point about, you know, loving God. But you should train your children to be nice. Right? Polite, you know, not rude, not surly, just nice generally. The kind of people you want to hang out with as an adult, you know.
Friendly.
Yeah, you know, that doesn't mean they have to be, you know, I still think they need to have their security things, but, you know, I think I'm a pretty nice guy. I talk to people, and I've got security mindedness.
That's right. Manners are a way for you to interact with other people. You don't even necessarily have to like that person, but if you have manners, you have the skills to communicate. You have the skills to interact with other people, and it won't be awkward, and it doesn't have to be personal, like I said. I remember the other one. Babies! Now, most of you will figure out how babies come along by the time you reach 18.
They all know that, don't they?
Well, if they don't, they will. However, there's a whole thing about babies, about being pregnant and what's good for you, about what sort of things you should be around, and the health of the mother, and then when the babies are born, all the ways to watch the baby.
Is an 18-year-old supposed to know this when they leave the house, though? I kind of look at this.
I would definitely.
I kind of look at this as when the daughter is having her first child. That's a really great time for mom to take a little trip and go see her, like, you know, right after the birth or something.
Right,
I mean, that's
but
what we
she's
do.
coming after the birth.
Well, how are you going to train your 18-year-old or your 16-year-old or your 14-year-old daughter about babies when her brother's 2 years younger than her or something? I mean, how's that going to work?
You have a baby doll. You just have them wash it and diaper it and feed it. And
See, we don't
it's easy
agree
to
on
practice.
everything.
It's easy to practice this stuff, and it's good to know. Because mom may come and take care of you, but you may be somewhere where mom can't come. Or she's coming after, and she's not going to be there the day after. You need to know this stuff, because there's plenty of people who just have them and have no clue.
All right.
All right.
I think... Oh,
That's enough,
wait, I
right?
got one more.
One more?
I see it at Chef Mountain all the time. You need to teach your kids basic outdoor skills, just basic. You know, they should know how to go out in the woods, set up a tent or a tarp or a shelter, build a fire, cook a simple meal. No, we're not talking roasting a turkey in a Dutch oven or something, but cook a simple meal over a fire. How to go camping. They should know how to camp. If they know how to do the basic camping things, and I'm talking camping without all the gadgets, that will set them up in life for all kinds of things. You know,
Very useful.
When it's time to build a fire, it's time to build a fire.
Very useful skills.
All right, hey, hopefully we gave you something to think about.
Go study, practice,
yes.
do these things.
Train your children up in the way they should go. And hey, if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And if you haven't yet, subscribe. And if you really like the video, share it on social media. And we'll put this on your site too.
That's right. For God Live at YouTube.
All right, we'll see you out there.
Shalom!